Hello, and welcome to Beyond Thinking, where we share and discuss topics related to space exploration and humankind. Keep watching with us, consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy this video to learn more about Beyond Thinking. Today's video is about what would happen if you dipped into Lake Natron. The lake is red and stunning despite being a poisonous and deadly lake. Just coming into contact with the water is dangerous. A tiniest cut would be very painful that nobody would ever swim in it. It'll be complete madness. Hang on so we'll know what happens when people and animals swim in the lake, and we'll investigate the possibilities for animal and human survival in the dangerous water. First, let us discover why the lake is toxic. The lake, Greek mythology's snake-haired monster, Medusa, has the power to turn someone into stone with a single glance. She might simply be a myth, but there is a place where the danger is so great that you might truly turn to stone. It's the notorious Lake Natron. Now, we ought to investigate the structure of the lake. The lake is a mineral-rich, salty or alkaline lake that is part of Tanzania's Arusha region and borders Kenya. It has significant amounts of soda, magnesite, and salt. It's a horrifying salt lake, which means that water enters but does not exit, leaving only evaporation as a means of escape. When water evaporates over time, large amounts of salt and other minerals are left behind, as is the case at the Dead Sea and Utah's Great Salt Lake. This lake in Tanzania is similar to the Dead Sea in that it doesn't drain into any rivers or seas. It enables it to absorb the rain from the salted desert. It is one of Africa's most tranquil lakes, yet it has also shown in some of the spookiest and most eerie photos. That's so, its proximity to the active volcano makes it particularly deadly. In the Gregory Lift Valley, it's located beneath a towering active volcano, Oldonyo Lengai. The volcano. The lake is filled with a rare type of lava that the volcano spews that is high in sodium and potassium carbonate. Oldonyo Lengai is a symmetrical cone that towers over the nearby Rift Valley by more than 5,900 feet. On either side of the mountain summit, which is formed by a ridge 360 feet high, there are two craters. Lava flows that mimic Pahoho lavas blanket the floor of the northern crater. It is the only known active volcano that produces nitrocarbonatite, a rare type of volcanic rock with high sodium, potassium, and calcium carbonate content, but low silica content. The mixture of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate, which produced the ideal preservative in lake form, was originally a vital component of Egyptian mummification. The pH of 10.5 of the entire chemical composition is exceedingly alkaline and near to that of ammonia. The lake's pink color results from this composition. Any birds that chance to dive and are unsuccessful in emerging calcify and form a stone-like husk. What a great way to accomplish two goals at once, killing and mummifying the bird. The phenomenon. One of the first people to capture the phenomenon of animals turning to stone is the wildlife English photographer Nick Brand. In 2013, he discovered the absolutely amazing location while traveling to take pictures for a new book, Across the Ravaged Land on the Dwindling Animals of East Africa. He discovered the natural lake that seemed to transform many animals into stone. In the dry season after the water subsides, he came across a number of stone birds and other unlucky creatures. The lake, he reasoned, must have appeared like a large glass door to the birds because it is so reflective and mirror-like. Birds are tricked into believing they are flying through nothing by the chemically dense, highly reflecting waters. He was astounded when he first observed those creatures by the lake. With the villagers' cooperation, Brand gathered some of the best preserved specimens. He was giving money for people to essentially go on a treasure hunt around the lake for dead birds, which the Tanzanian locals thought was completely nuts. It was astonishing when someone ever arrived carrying a complete, perfectly preserved fish eagle. Those are the unfortunate ones, but there are any creatures that can survive in the acidic water. Animals thriving in the lake. A type of bird thriving in Lake Natron despite the fact that so many birds are dying there. It turns out that the lake's toxic waters offer a shelter for predators, making it the ideal location for flamingo flocking. Flamingos can deal with it, but people regrettably cannot. Because of their hard skin and scaly legs, which protect them from burns, flamingos flourish in salty waters. They can sip fresh water from adjacent springs or geysers at the lake's edge, and if they're in a real bind, they can even use unique glands in their nasal canals to filter salt water. To top it off, their robust stomachs enable them to consume the harmful algae that are present throughout the lake. Because of this, Lake Natron is the ideal location for them to raise and protect their young. The waters, which can reach 140 degrees Fahrenheit, are also hostile to life, with a few animals surviving there. They only support one type of fish, the alkaline tilapia. The lake actually gets its color from salt-loving microorganisms that flourish in alkaline waters, and this endemic species of fish thrives around the borders of the hot spring inlets. Those fish do survive. What about people? Human diving into the lake. So what if we attempted to live like a flamingo and made the decision to swim? The water can reach temperatures of up to 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit depending on the time of year, which is hot enough to result in third-degree burns in 5 seconds or less. A sophisticated dive or cannonball is completely out of the question because of the shallowness and plenty of salty pointed structures. Although you wouldn't turn to stone right away if you drowned and remained underwater, your body would harden and be preserved. It's possible that your organs and hair would still be intact if you were discovered after hundreds of years. The lake's extremely high alkalinity halts the disintegration process, much like mummification. Fortunately, this ensures that you won't be attacked by vultures or other scavengers hunting for a snack. It might seem more like a hot tub if you waded into the lake while the water temperature was lower. But because of all the salt, your eyes or any open wounds would sting like crazy. This was experienced by the individuals aboard a chopper which crashed into the lake in December 2007. Helicopter crash into the lake. 2 Australians were among the party of wildlife documentary filmmakers that survived a helicopter crash in the corrosive lake. An 8-person crew took off in a military helicopter above Lake Natron to photograph flamingos for an African wildlife documentary, including Sydney cameraman Ben Herbertson and producer Jeff Siberry. When the pilot dipped too low, hitting the water with the helicopter's landing skis, the chopper was flying at an extremely low altitude over the lake. The ship broke apart as it fell, nose first into the shallow lake in an instant, plunging the crew into the scalding water. On impact, the Tanzanian military pilot had a severely fractured leg, deep facial wounds that were bleeding profusely, and Jeff broke his hip. All of the injured passengers were able to be removed from the helicopter, but they had to find a way to leave because the helicopter was about to blow up. Ben and Mark, the tour leader, made their way to the shore to ask the Maasai tribe's people for assistance. The 2 injured guys were quickly placed on improvised stretchers that the locals made. The helicopter wreck burst while they were helping the passengers onto the salt plains. Fortunately, when the chopper exploded, no one got hurt. By this time, the group had managed to get in touch with several tour groups who helped them return to their camp. They were supported by some German doctors who were on vacation. They were fortunate to survive the helicopter disaster and return home. This indicates that a human would not instantly die when diving into the salt water of Natron. If you can escape the situation quickly and the temperature is low enough, you won't turn to stone. If you have thoughts on the ideas discussed in this video, please leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more on space exploration and humankind, please like this video and subscribe for more videos on Beyond Thinking. Thank you and have a beyonder nice day.